to Ghosty Talk Shows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled within.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Welcome to Gossip Talk Shows, everyone. My name is Nomsa Clara Mbe. I am the founder of Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency and the founder of Gossip Talk Shows. So, in Gossip Talk Shows, we help you find your own voice, lead from within. At Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency, we help you find the love that you desire. We headhunt for you. Today, I have lovely Carol Ann Cooper. Carol Ann, please, could you introduce yourself to our audience?
Yes, I'd love to. Thank you. And good afternoon from London, UK. And as the writing facilitator, what I do is I support soul-driven entrepreneurs in becoming more productive with their writing by helping them to connect with their deeper innate ability to write. But more importantly, they experience free-flowing writing. They experience an unlocking of the writer within and getting their story written. Because you cannot publish what isn't written. And through this journey of unlocking the writer within is also a healing journey. It's a self-discovery journey. And all of this has come about through my own journey of unlocking the writer within and my own personal discovery of what is possible. So, and healing. So yeah, it's an amazing journey. And our stories are important to be shared with the world. So that's me. And thank you, Nomsa.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Carol Ann. So our topic today is how to move beyond what stops you reach your goals. And Carol Ann, you chose this topic, so I'd like you to explain why you chose this topic, please. Or are you
What
actually
stops you?
trying to reach your goals? Are you trying to reach your goals right now?
There are goals that are still eluding me. There are goals that I've achieved. And I sort of keep weighing up, well, how did I manage to achieve those goals? And yet these are still eluding me. And it's something I had a discussion with some friends the other day about what stops us achieving our goals. Is it laziness? Is it procrastination? Or is it actually something deeper? And I believe that there is something deeper that goes on. We bandy about this, oh, you're just procrastinating. Oh, that person's being lazy. You should be doing this, you should be doing that. Well, actually, I believe there is something deeper that goes on. And the more I've sort of dived into that, the more I've found ways of being within us and brain-body connections, other systems within us that actually are in conflict and hold us in a space. There could also be limiting beliefs that hold us back. You know, maybe, what if we were successful? Oh my goodness. You know, there's a fear like, oh, wow. What if I'm successful? What then? And I know when I've spoken to somebody, that was what was holding her back from writing her book, was the actual fear of success. And so we cleared that, and then she was able to move forward and actually complete that book. So what is it? that is going on for us. So that's why I've put this subject forward. And something that my friends and I came up with the other day was also a lack of routine. And immediately we started talking about routine, I could feel my whole being just went, oh no, not routine, you know. And what I realized.
Sorry, Carol, and Julian is saying hello.
Hello. I can't see. Okay, I can't see anything on here, so thank you.
Yeah, she's saying
flagging that up.
Yeah, she's saying hello. You can respond to her. Even if I type, I can't get messages to LinkedIn.
Okay. So, but yeah, this reaction of mine to routine has gone back to when my life was ruled by routine. Having been a teacher, and everything was scheduled, going by a timetable. I had a husband that worked shifts. I had children at school, and they had various activities. So my life was very, timetabled. And then having gone completely the other way to just allowing things to happen when they happen, and knowing that I'm actually experiencing, more than just knowing, but experiencing that everything happens in divine order. And the more I've attempted to push something, the more there's been a pushback. And when I've let go and gone in flow, synchronicities that have shown up in amazing. And I found that I've just achieved my, goals. So what I've realized is I need to find a balance between routine and just going with the flow. Because my life does need routine. I need a little bit more structure and a more awareness of some of the actions that I need to take that would have me get those goals and achieve what it is I want to. The other thing I've realized is that a vision. I always had a really strong vision of what it was I was wanting to achieve. And I was able to hold it and believe in it. At the moment, my vision is not that strong. And I've realized beyond a certain time, it's actually just dark. I realized that the other day when I had my 68th birthday, I realizing that I can't see beyond 70. And I've never experienced that before. I've always taken every year, every, big birthday, just as they come, seen beyond it and just carried on. This one's different somehow. So I'm looking at what is there beneath that has that be so, because at the moment, again, I feel that's stopping me. So all of these factors are what I thought, let's have a chat about it. So what were your thoughts, Nom? So what have you heard? What did you think when, said about the title for today, or the topic of discussion?
Okay, the title, vision, how to achieve. Hi, Julian, by the way. Those who are watching, please, you can actually type in, tell us how you've been able to achieve your vision, or if there's anything that is holding you back, please feel free to have a chat to us and comment. Basically, when I saw this topic, I just went, okay, Carol Ann is challenging us. Okay. Basically, in life, yesterday I attended a business event, and we were talking about business vision. Business vision is okay, is fine, but I think I need to, we were talking about personal vision. So the woman was saying, the coach was saying, you have to make sure that your business vision and your personal vision is strong. And I was like, wow, my personal vision, I don't think is stronger. So I think I need to, I basically, like when I see this topic today, I feel that I need to revisit because what I've realized when she was talking, that if your personal vision is stronger, you will be able to actually have a stronger business vision where you will see yourself basically reaching your goals and achieving the things that you want, and knowing where you're going and having clear idea of where you are really, really going. I do have the clear of where I'm going. I do have that clear mind, the path where I'm going, but I don't think my vision is strong enough. You know, when you think, oh yeah, I've got it all under control, and then you have a chat to someone, and then you realize that actually, I don't think I've got it under control. Because you know, I was recruiting before. I literally stopped because I was recruiting a designer, somebody to actually do the basically design for the company already. So when I had a meeting with Nexus, and he told me that he found the designer when he interviewed 100 people. So I was like, so I'm like,
Okay.
okay, I think I need to stick to Des. Yeah, so he told me that he found the designer when he interviewed 100 people. He said, Nomsa designing, hey, how you doing? Julian Hogan. We've got two Julian today. Julian Hogan, the VJ. Hi VJ, how you doing? So he said that he found the designer. He interviewed hundreds of people, and he was like, they all have to do practical work. So I was like, okay, I'm basically, I like everything to match. So if the design does not match this design that I already have, so I think I'm gonna have to stick to what I have. So which he brought some food for thoughts for me, basically to sit down properly and have a clear mind. Because although I was recruiting people, and Desmond O'Connor does everything that I was recruiting people for, but I needed to have my own people instead of outsourcing. So it made me realize actually, with the days I don't have stress is expensive, but I don't have stress. Honestly, he takes the stress away. So Julian says, so I resonate with you on a few level, routine and organizing my time better with regards to personal vision. I need to develop this. Yeah, Julian, you are right. I basically need to write I thought I've written my vision, my personal vision, but you know, when you have a meeting with somebody, they give you food for thoughts, and then you realize actually I have not written a strong vision. So that's when I realized yesterday that my vision is not strong. And with the Nexus, I had a meeting with somebody else. So when I had a meeting first, I realized actually, okay, I need people, I need to employ these people. But when I had a meeting with the Nexus, we were like going deep. And he made me realize actually I'm gonna bring people that gonna basically maybe gonna mess up the company. The company is already strong. I have everything that I need with this, because if I need something, I just send an email say, do this, do this, do that, do that. I don't have to worry. I don't have, it gets done straight away. And that's why I wanted to recruit these people to actually do the work next to me. But he gave me food for thoughts. And now I feel that the person the team that I need to recruit basically is the team for broadcasting. So that is the vision that, you know, so yesterday, Carol Ann, thank you for this topic. It made me realize actually, I do need to sit down and rewrite my vision, my personal vision. It has to be stronger so I can actually look at my business vision and see. Like you were saying, in your time before, you had everything was under timetable, was timetabled. When everything is timetabled, I saw with my father. My father was a teacher. I've met my children as teachers. They are organized. but I have not met like anyone that around me that is organized like my dad. My dad was really, really organized, very working hard. But we had a time like even getting up in the morning. You get me up at 4 a.m. We have a chat. Now I'm looking back, I'm thinking, what was this man thinking? A 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, waking up at 4 a.m. We have a chat, a family chat. And 1 hour, then we would go back to sleep. We would say, just go to sleep. So I would go to sleep. So psychologically, it was training me to get up early, showing me that sleeping lots of hours, it doesn't help. So that vision, that's where I started creating my vision of I'm going to finish school and I'm going to start traveling. And yesterday made me realize actually my vision is not stronger, Carol Ann. And I like it when you say your vision is dark, because that's how I felt, that my vision is not really clear, although I thought it was perfect, but it's not. Limiting beliefs, maybe I need to think deep. You know, I told you that we were talking about brain body connection the other day. So you'll be pleased that I'm on day 3 and I'm doing my body connection, brain body connection, trying to link my brain and my body together. So you'll be pleased for that. So maybe I'm going to find a way to actually write a proper vision.
So I hear you use the word strong vision quite a few times. And I think, well, what would make it a strong vision? What is missing that makes it a weak vision? You know, it's great to have this word.
Yeah.
It's also clarifying that. What do you mean by that? So it's looking at what vision you do have and saying, well, what's missing from this that would have it be stronger? What elements are missing? What details are missing? Even the modalities. For example, how would you feel? You know, what's the feeling that's there when it's completed? What might you be smelling at the time? What might you be hearing? You know, and really get a deeper sense of that vision and clarity. What are the tinier details? Who are you talking to? What are you doing? And what is your routine? Because I found this quote by John C. Maxwell, who says, the secret of your success is determined by your daily agenda. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. So having a routine, yeah. So a routine, it's your daily agenda. What are you going to get done? And it's also, because what my two friends and I realized is that we're so busy looking at what we haven't done and going, oh, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. And actually what you're saying about getting a personal vision, a strong one, as well as your business vision, is important. Because what we don't factor in the day is things like shopping, cooking, cleaning, you know, it's having something to eat, and all of these things that you need to do to live. And one of my friends, she was saying, I feel like I've done nothing. I've done nothing because all I'm focusing on is what I haven't done for my business. But when I think about it, I've done all these other things that I haven't actually scheduled and been able to tick off. So the important thing is, as you were saying, to have a strong personal vision as well as a business vision, but in your schedule, in your daily routine, have activities that you need to do in your personal life, as well as activities that you need to do for your business that will move your business on. And it's also looking at the activities that you're taking. Is this moving my business forward? Is this going to bring money into my business?
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes we can be so busy with actions that actually are not bringing in any money. So you do need to ascertain what the value the action has and where it's going to take you. So, and then of course there's also weekly routines. So something that I've realized I need to do is sit down with my accounts every week instead of just ad hoc now and again. Sit down once a week, just go through them and get into that routine, into that habit. And then there's monthly routines as well. So maybe once a month you sit and review your targets for the months, what you said you're going to do, and then set yourself targets for the next month. But again, that's part of your monthly routine. And because what I did quite a few months ago, I was at a mastermind event, and I asked the question about, I said, well, what do people have as morning routines? Because I was just intrigued about a morning routine. So I got various suggestions from them. And it's interesting to know what other people do. But it's not about you saying, oh, because they do that, I've got to do it. What it's about is just getting some ideas and then thinking, well, what works for me? And I've now come down to, there's a couple of things that I have now set myself to do every morning, and I make sure they're done. I'm now starting to look at other daily routines. So I've started actually creating a list. It's here somewhere.
Julian,
it's here somewhere.
Carol R.
Sorry. Yeah.
Julian, she's talking to you. Can you see her messages at the bottom?
No, I it's right. It's too small. I can't read. What's she saying?
She's saying she hates making the bed.
Ah, I got you. But actually, making the bed is a great thing in the morning to start your day. And so, what can you do to actually create it such that you enjoy doing that activity? What reward can you give yourself? How can you change or reframe the whole thing? Because what is it about making the bed that you hate? That's quite a strong word. It's hate. So what is it about it? Explore it. Have a play with it. And then see how you can shift or transform that experience. What could you get out of that experience of making the bed? How could you view it? And what is it about it that you really, really hate? Be lovely to hear. But do explore that. And so this is where, I love playing with metaphors. So what is it about making the bed that you hate? And what else is there? Other things that you put off because you hate? Is there some parallel? And that by freeing up that about making the bed, you'd also free up something else that you keep putting off as well. And just explore that. And how does it actually feel once you've made the bed? How does it feel when you look at that beautifully straight bed? How does that actually make you feel? And I know when I look at mine, having made the effort to make it, I think, oh, that feels better. So that's how I feel. How do you feel when you've done it? What about you, Nomsa? Where are you with bed making?
Bed making, I love making my bed because it has loads and loads of pillows. I have about Julian, Julian, I called you she, sorry. Julian won't like my bed because my bed has about 20 or 10 pillows on it. So everyone always said, what is the point of decorating the bed and if you just gonna mess it up when you go to sleep? So so Julian won't like my bed making because my bed has loads of pillows, loads and loads. So I love making it because when I'm making it, I just think about my day, and I love having a bath as well. When I have a bath, I think about my day, how my day is gonna be like. Oh, I just relax basically. So
Um,
I like it when you say basically put everything, the details about the goals, like ask yourself some questions. I like that, Carol. A pillow fight. Yes, I
love
do
it.
pillow
Love
fight
it.
when clients are not happy. That means Nomsa is not happy. I just go and boom, boom, pillow fight. I have a speech that my pillows have to experience. If it's not
Yeah.
pillow fight, it's the books. I just pile the books and I smash them and smash them.
Oh
And when
God.
I'm done, that means that the stress is gone. Then I'm like, what's next? How can
Mm,
I make this person happy now? So if
uh,
yeah, so if things are not going how I want them, I don't get stressed. I get stressed that moment, then I smash, and then the anxiety goes away. So
yeah.
yeah,
And it is that physical action. And I
yeah,
know I did that with somebody. Um, she got me to do that. That's something I'd experienced before, but she
yeah.
gave me a tennis racket and
Okay.
a huge pillow, and literally I was whacking it with this tennis racket, and
Yeah,
literally the energy that came out through the anger and what I let go of, that was amazing. So it's a safe way to get rid of what is stored in the
yeah,
body, and it's just like, I don't know about you, but do you feel just like, oh, the whole body's relaxed and able to then move in a different way? All the tension has gone and your mind is clearer. So you can able to then start thinking a bit more clearly and start having fun with the day and say, okay, and I love what you're saying about having a bath, something that allows you to relax, and then you can start thinking about the day ahead and
yeah,
stepping into it. And so you've got that clear vision for the day. What am I going to get done today? And really holding yourself to that account. But if you've got that vision for the day of what you're going to do, there's some way you can sort of, it's a way of going, this is what you can feel it, because there's some things today that I said, right, I'm definitely going to get this done. And I can feel it in my whole system, whereas I've had it in my diary for a couple of days now, for quite a few days, but it's like it's gone out of mind. I've just gone, yeah, okay. But this morning I woke up and thought, nope, number one focus has to be to get that done. And I think if you've got that determination behind you,
yeah,
when you set it as, I'm going to do this, can you feel there's a completely different energy? So what is it that takes you from, oh, I can't be bothered, to, nope, this has got to be done? And it's finding ways of doing that. And what comes to mind is just the other night I started listening to it's 862 hertz music, which helps you to connect, let go of fear. It lets go of the inner conflict. It helps you connect with your higher self and your own intuition, and it helps to bring in the light. So it's then, obviously, when you bring in the light, the darkness can go, it can shift your thinking. And I found my whole thinking just changed.
yeah.
And I felt lighter, I felt brighter. And the argument that I was having in my head went. And interestingly enough, the situation that I was having the argument in my head about completely dissolved and opened up in a way that was really positive. It was like, wow, it worked. Everything just fell into place beautifully. So,
Somebody's in the waiting room.
hello. Oh, nice to see you, Laura.
Hi, Dr.
So,
Laura.
Hey, hi, good morning. Lovely to be here.
How you
Apologize for my,
doing?
apologize for my tardiness.
So
I'm
what do
doing
you have
well.
did you,
for us?
Pardon?
What do you have for us regarding creating your own vision? We're doing pillow fight.
the
Pillow
pillow
fight?
fight was about making something that you don't hate, because somebody has said they don't like making a bed. So we're talking about creating a routine,
You
and
just,
having a routine is important, but someone just said that making a bed was something they hated doing. So we were saying, well, how could you frame that so that you could make it something enjoyable? And they came up with having a pillow fight. So
You're just going to mess it up again. I mean,
yeah, that's exactly what they were saying. Yeah.
hey, Julian, what's up? Yeah, it's all good. Routine is good. There's comfort and familiarity. Although when it starts to get rote, oh no, not this again. It's almost like going through the motions, and if I go through the motions, am I actually living? Pillow fight, huh? I could go for a good pillow fight right about now. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I beg your pardon. It's only 7:30 in the morning, so it's a little. And
Gosh.
it's not late actually. It's not too early. It's not too late. So I didn't hear about 5 minutes prior to coming into the room. Would it be possible to recap the gist of what y'all were talking about?
Yeah, what we're actually, where it all sort of stemmed from is actually how to move beyond what stops us achieving our goals.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's
So
fear. I think it's
yeah.
fear. False evidence appearing real. I've also heard everything and run. Forget everything and run.
Yeah.
For each alternate reality, there's an equal and opposite opposing reality. Newton's third law of motion kind of revamped out there. I think it's fear, and it's see, that's the thing about it, is that according to Brene Brown, who I adore, there's two emotions. There's love and fear. And out of fear stems all of the negative that we tend to assume, that the anger and the discontent and the resentment and the jealousy. Then there's love. And I suppose it's a fear of not obtaining what we want, and sometimes fear of obtaining what we'll get. Because if we're a success, what does that mean? I think I read a quote one time saying something to the effect of that what may be worse, for lack of a better word, or sometimes that it's not about, we fear most what we'll try for and what we obtain. Because even if we're a success, with that, there's consequences. And I don't mean consequences as a negative. There's always manifest functions and latent functions that if we get married, there are consequences. I mean, sure, if you marry for money, you pay for it later. But besides that, there are consequences by having another individual, having a child. There are consequences. Starting school, finishing a degree. Like for me, I just kept going to school because I was afraid to grow up. I just extended my adolescence. I didn't know what else to do. So I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Just extended my adolescence. I stayed small. I think I'll earn another degree. I think I'll stay in college for 12 years.
It's a known environment, isn't it?
It is.
It's secure, it's safe, it's known. Yeah.
It's like a microcosm.
Yeah.
And what we're good at, we do what we did, because then we get what we got, but then we don't grow.
Yes.
Then where's the success? I suppose success for me is just being a little bit I don't want to say better, progressed a little bit further in my development, my awareness and my wisdom as a human every day.
And I think it is that personal discovery, isn't it? And growing in that way as to what else could I be doing, and stepping beyond what is known and feeling safe. Mm-hmm. And this is where this is what will help you to get success with your goals. But as you say, sometimes there is that fear of, what if I do succeed, which is something I did say earlier. And yeah, it's because everything has a consequence. Mm-hmm. And it's like, whoa, well, what is the consequence? And actually your mind just goes off on one, but the reality is never where your mind goes. You know, it's like, I remember I was queuing up for one of these rides at one of these theme parks, and it was called Rita, this ride. And it started off, it literally went from, I think, 0 to 200 miles in about 60 seconds. It was like, vroom, and then it just took you all around and around and loop the loops. And I remember watching people getting on and watching it go, and I could feel that fear. And it's like, oh my goodness. But once you're strapped in and you're on, and it started, I was there, and I was like, okay. I literally whoosh, it went. And then after that, it was like, oh my goodness, look where this can take me. And it was absolutely stunning. And I was so grateful for myself, letting myself get on there. But the worst part was actually waiting to get onto the ride. Once I was on there and was going, it was amazing. And so that is where...
Carol Ann, sorry,
Yes.
Julian, he is asking, can consequence be a positive?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Laura, you did say that, didn't you? It could be positive or negative.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, consequence is just an after. I mean, like, okay, there's a consequence for me finishing college, getting married, getting divorced, having a child, getting a promotion. It's just it's a result. It's you choose your outcomes. So, I mean, if I make a choice to, if you make a choice to go on that roller coaster, it's that fear. It's that, see, the fear is the not knowing. That's the fear. So the fear is what's going to happen, and if I release control, because even when we make a decision, we think we're in control, but it opens up a whole floodgate of the possibility of an unknown. Because that you like for me, when I graduated from college, I walked across the stage, and the dean said, "Congratulations, Dr. Cobb." I looked over my shoulder and I said, "Is she talking to me?" And I go, "Oh, she is." And then I thought, as I'm walking across the stage, for about 15 seconds, I sat down in my chair and I did it. Oh my gosh, I just did it. I'm a doctor now. I looked at all around the other doctors and I was like, "Where's the party? Where's the balloons?" And on that 16th second, I realized all that I missed out on. I earned this degree. What did I learn from it? Trying to be an entrepreneur in business? I didn't learn any of that. There's a consequence for me taking that leap, taking that step of faith and say, I got to try something new. I got to try something different. I got to spread my wings and fly, try something new. And a consequence can be something amazing, a result, an outcome, as opposed to it's seen as a detriment. Yeah. Alexa, define consequence.
Consequence is usually defined as the effect, result, or outcome of something occurring earlier. For more, ask me to give you more definitions.
Alexa, stop. The consequence is the outcome, the result of an action.
Yeah.
So it's the label that we place on something that is, we think con is a negative. It's just semantics.
That's right. Because it is, as you say, it's the outcome. And I think it's that word consequences. It's that word. It seems to have you having ways of, what are the consequences it's going to, but actually it's the outcome. Whatever you do, something will happen as a result of that. And like me getting onto that ride and allowing myself to be on that ride, the outcome, the consequences was that I was just in absolutely seventh heaven as I was going round, thinking, oh my goodness, look at this, look where it's taking me. So that was a really great consequence of me allow myself to get on that ride. Great question.
Yeah, I wonder if going up, there are going to be consequences to your behavior. Duh. You've grown up. Of course, there are going to be consequences to any behavior. I eat this meal, I'm going to be fulfilled. I'm going to have sustainability. Okay. And so I think it's the connotation that's associated with it. I mean, I teach my 12-year-old now. I said, okay, that's fine. You don't want to clean your room, or you don't want to eat. There's no seconds. You choose your outcome. See, that's the thing about it. Especially with children, when we teach them how to make choices, that gives them the power, because they know it's cold here in Chicago today. It's 18 degrees right now. There's a blanket of snow out. So if I choose to not wear a jacket, I'm going to be cold. That's a consequence. If I choose to wear a jacket, I'll be warm. It's a consequence. See, it's the label. you know, yeah. I think on that one.
Absolutely.
You got me thinking this morning. Really.
Lovely. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that, Laura. I always, like when you sometimes people, when you make a decision, every time I always talk about the consequence, the word consequence, that whatever decision you make, you have to be prepared for the consequences. It's like you make a decision, we're going to broadcast the talk. So we have to face the consequences of people receiving the message, they responding. If they respond bad, we have to face that and not actually react to it badly. We can actually improve, but we can't react because those are the consequences of us putting ourselves out there. So that is creating your goals basically, and having children, like Laura, you were saying, that is a good example. What are the consequences? That you're going to have to raise that child. You're going to have to be a teacher to that child, a good role model. And if you are not, there will be consequences. So even if you are, so there's always the outcome of that is the consequence. So I think it is the right words to use. Because, and also, if what happens, what are the consequences of not acting on your goals? See, so it's really, you're giving us food for thoughts. Food for thought.
Absolutely.
To think about what happens if I don't develop a plan to actually um, set up my goals, and also be aware that when you set up goals, your path might be rough. You might find a rough path, but you just have to keep going because there's no such thing as a straight path. So there's gonna be a rough moment. So you have to be aware of that. I think it's the having a plan. Like myself, I did this with the Paul McKenna. It's like when you're planning, you plan good things, and then you have to write, what am I going to do here when the problems appear? So you have to leave a gap of problems and then put action problems so that you stick to the promise. When the problem appears, like let's say goes the talk show, problems appears, we can't get online. What will we do? Are we going to stress? No, we deal with it. If we can't fix the problem, we don't have control over it. So in that way, it helps you basically to go on. But some people, when the problems appears, they'll start questioning, I'm not good enough, I'm not cut up for this. The list goes on. Over to you, Carol Ann or Dr. Laura.
Well, the list will always go on. And it's how you bounce back up again. And I found this quote by Winston Churchill. Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. And I think that's the key. You know, you're not always necessarily going to succeed the first time you go for something, but it is keep going for it and going for it and keep maintaining that enthusiasm, and notice when it's gone, because it's okay if it goes. What do you need to do to then bring it back again? And that's where I'm sitting in an inquiry with what I'm doing at the moment, is that I feel like enthusiasm has left me. So I'm finding, and I love that that's that word, because sometimes some words don't quite describe it. But once you can find the word that really describes what is going on for you, that also helps to help move forward. So it's getting that enthusiasm back. Because when I think back at some of the other goals that I've achieved, it's been strong, I've been determined, but sometimes some of them, I've actually been up against somebody else. Because when I was married, it was always like there was that doubting question. Well, what if, and something in me enjoyed that. It was like, I'm going to show you, so I'm going to do it. Nobody can tell me not what, I can't do it. That's not there anymore. I don't have that. And moving into having a peer group of people that support me, I think that's where I'm sort of floundering a little bit, because I don't have that negativeness to push against. And so maybe sometimes somebody who is a little bit of a negative Nelly it's that being able to push against it, to say no and rise above that. It gives you that sort of, maybe that's not for everybody, but I think that's something in me that was always there that isn't there at the moment. And that's why I think I'm struggling a little bit. So again, it's finding enthusiasm, as well as having that clear vision of what it is you want to achieve. Because about 15 years ago, I set out to do a skydive, a tandem skydive, and it didn't happen on the first day, but I got there because of the weather. And so we did a lot of, I did a lot of inner work as well with somebody else that I met there and a friend that had come with me. But because it didn't happen that day, I went back again in the year, and then I went back again, got to the end of the year, and for me, I'd got to a position where I had to get this done because there were going to be consequences. But I'd done a lot of inner work, and suddenly that day came. It was only the friend that I'd made there on the first time that was able to come. The two of us went. We were just playing some games again and doing some inner work and using the metaphor for the words that come up in that moment, which for me describe like the inner stuff that's going on, and clearing that. And then all of a sudden, it's like the weather was perfect. We were told, yes, you can go up, you know, and we actually did it. And so it was just, and that was the most amazing experience. Just hanging there when the parachute had got, you know, actually been deployed, and literally you're hanging, just stopped for a while. You're suspended right up there, looking down. Oh, it's the most amazing feeling. And then you just start to slowly float down. But that took a whole year. And it was I was focused on, I am going to do that. So sometimes things do take time. And I have to keep reminding myself that, okay, what's happening with my business is even longer than a year that it's taking to sort of get to where I want to. But things are happening in the background. And the more you do the inner work, the more you keep focused on what it is you want and coming up against the challenges and deciding, you know, moving through them, people come into your life that are absolutely amazing and support you along the way. And opportunities open up, and it's about grabbing those opportunities, like Dr. Laura gave me the other week, joining her on Clubhouse at 2:00 in the morning. It was like, oh, but it was amazing. I just loved it, and I really thank her for that. It's the first time I've been on Clubhouse, but hey, took the opportunity, and it's opened up another world for me. So things can take time. And Napoleon Hill said, patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. So anybody else got something else there they want to add, or what they heard in there? Dr. Laura, what are you hearing?
Now you open up the vault. Well, I guess in the words of FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, in his inauguration speech, is the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. It's that fear of the unknown. And so just in hindsight, reflecting back on that, we just had our first conversation together. What is this woman nuts? This doctor, she's crazy. This doctor is crazy. She wants me to get on Clubhouse. She wants me to speak about my stuff. She wants me to speak. Well, yeah, you're a writer. I don't speak, I write. I don't speak, I write. Okay, well, get over it. So, and then the reception that you had.
Yeah.
And then the people, they didn't just come to the room, they stayed. What if I run out of things to say? What if I don't have anything that they want to hear? What if they kick me out? What if I mumble my words or I fumble my words? And what if I pause too much or say likes and ums and uhs and you knows and whatever's and too much? So then what? You're human? Oh my gosh, what if they see that I can make mistakes? Oh my gosh, who hasn't made a mistake? Oh. I mean, most of the time I fumble my words and so be it. But the thing about it, what you said, I believe, is that the authenticity, that's what people relate to. So success, at least for me, is being fully wholly human and living a wholehearted life, heart-centered, wholehearted, heart-centered. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'd have to write it out so I can make it perfect. I think, Steve, notice Maya Angelou, people aren't going to remember what you said. They're going to remember how you made them feel. Now that I have a problem with because no one can really make you feel, say, do, or think anything. They can set it up so that you have the opportunity or more inclined to. Because if I sit there and say to you, I hate you so much. I just think you're such a jerk. Or I love you. Don't you understand how much I love? See, those are inconsistent. So it's not what you say; it's how you say it. It's not what you say; it's how you say it.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you so much. You're amazing. It's not what you say; it's how you say it. What do you believe?
Yeah.
That I believe is like the epitome, like the epic of. You're such a stupid idiot. Oh my gosh, I love you. I hate you so much. You're such a whatever. I mean, really. So, you know what I mean? And like, so whatever. What does it matter? When it comes down to the end of the day, I guess it's the dash. That's the thing about it. All right. So there's a date in certain cultures, in certain societies, when death happens, they're buried. People are buried. The corpse is the vessel, the body's buried, and there's a tombstone, and it's indicative of the day of the death, and the day of birth and the day of the death. Well, those are just dates. What's the dash? Nobody pays attention to the dash. People walk past your tombstone, they see dates there. The dash is where the juice is at. The dash is the sauce. The dash is the meat, or the gravy, or the cucumber, or whatever, if you're vegetarian or vegan. The dash is the humanity. And there's a poem, I don't know, I forget exactly how it goes, but I read of a man who stood to speak at a funeral of a friend. And he spoke of 2 dates on a tombstone from beginning to the end. One day born, one day gone. Fill it up with happiness and tears. Now I know what matters most is the dash between the years. That line represents the time that we spend of life on this earth. And now only those who love us know what that little line is worth. One day born, one day gone. Fill it up with happiness and tears. Now I know what matters most is the dash between the years. Doesn't matter how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters most is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. When the story's been already read, the story's been read and everybody's looking back, will you be proud of what they said about how you live your dash? So what's success? Were you number one at the top because it's lonely at the top? Were you a supporter? Were you part of the base? Were you part of the foundation to lift others up? Were you part of the team? Was it all about you? It's all about you. It was about us.
I love that, Laura. I love that. One day born, one day gone. It makes you really think that what is life about, really. And people spend time worrying about, fearing what people will think about them if they were to achieve their goals. But by the time they realize the time is gone, and when you die, you realize that you've never really accomplished your dreams, the things that you wanted to accomplish. So you might as well write them down and take action, basically, without worrying about people affirming your destiny. Because at the end of the day, no one knows your capability. You only you knows what you are capable of. So why not take action And also not doing things because you want to please somebody, just doing things because that's who you are, it's your identity. And I love that. I think it's very, 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 very powerful. And basically, you're giving people food for thoughts, Laura, when you say one day gone, one day born, one day gone. It's like, wow, that's so powerful. And dealing with your fears as well. Fears can stop us following our dreams. Not worrying. I remember when I wanted to start a business, I basically simply stopped talking to people and started setting up a business, because if I confide in somebody, this is what I want to do, people will be like, so when you are doing these things, you have to uh, put this into consideration, that you're from Africa and no one is going to take you serious. So you have to employ somebody upfront, a white person. So I was like, what's that all about? And when I talk to people, and everybody would be telling me all that, and until I just went to my friend, he's got his own business, he's a business coach. So I was like, I want to start a business, and he was like, okay, when do you want to start? He was like, just like that, and he was like, yeah, I'm asking, when do you want to start? Because I need to help you with your business plan. So then I was like, okay, arrange the date, and it was like I think it was Monday or Tuesday. So every Monday after 12, it was like, you need to come here every Monday, 1 hour. We do your business plan and cash flow focus until we finish. We did it for 3 months or 4 months. Yeah, we did it. He never judged me. He was like, yeah, just turn up and we'll do it. I will help you, but you do have to do the work. So every time I turn up, we'll be saying, let's do this, do this, do this. And we'll come back, and then the following week, he will correct what I've done. And that was it. You just need to find that person. And for me, basically talking to people, it brought worries about me being African. No one would take me serious. But then I had to divorce that mindset. I had to work on it and get rid of it in my mind. And now when people when people talk about racism, I'm like, I know racism exists, but it's not something that I need to put in my head, because if somebody comes to me and they're racist towards me, I don't have to. Yes, are you talking to me, Laura? Did you learn? Yes, I did. I learned a lot when we were going through the plan of planning the business and stuff, because as I know some people, they do pay. There are some people that I've met, they've paid somebody maybe 2 grand and they do the business plan for them. But for me, it was having that relationship every single day was a challenge, and doing proper research as well. It became a challenge, and looking at my competitors, what they get up to, it was a big challenge. Basically, gave me a knowledge of, even somebody now when they come and say, I want to start a business, what do I do? It gives me the knowledge to say, oh yeah, you can do that, you can do that. Basically, it was really good. And also because I had someone who was holding me basically accountable, it was easy. I knew Mondays, 12 o'clock, I had to be here. I had to go and do things. So that was it. Over to you, Carol Ann.
I love that you had somebody that held you accountable, and they were checking in with you and saying, right, what have you done and what you've
Yeah,
now got to do. And that's really what helps you to keep moving forward through the blocks. It's having someone that can hold you to account. And sometimes having an accountability buddy is there's an echo going on. No, it's gone now. Oh dear, yeah.
okay.
Sorry, I can hear an echo. No mind, so there's an echo. It's cool. That's gone. But it is that person that can echo back at you. You know what's going on,
Yeah,
what you're doing that you don't realize, because by hearing back, you hear what you've said or what you've done, and that mentor can just show you where you've perhaps not gone quite right or what you actually then need to do. But even if you've got an accountability buddy, you need to make sure that it works both ways, because it is somebody that can hold you to account as well as you hold them to account. And sometimes that can fall apart. And I know I've had a few accountability buddies over the years, and it's felt like it's one way. And I've realised that maybe I've not allowed myself to be held to account. And actually, it is about holding yourself to account. Are you allowing yourself to be held to account? So accountability, how can you get accountability in your life? Through paying for a mentor, getting an accountability buddy, someone that will say to you, right, you've done this, you now need to do this. Or why haven't you done that? It's not making you wrong. It's just getting you to review what you said you were going to do, and then where you're at and what's next, but keeping you on that path. Laura, what are your thoughts there?
Oh yeah, and because what if I'm on that path? What if I don't want to go on that path anymore? What if my path pivots or shifts? And what if I start not enjoying it? What if? Then so you learn you don't like it anymore. And then what's the resistance that comes up? Well, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, why? Is it not fun anymore? Well, welcome to life. I mean, it's too hard. When you learn to drive, that was hard. What's your currency? So I think the success is the process. Success is the journey, because they say life is a marathon, not a sprint. And that's the thing. Having run 6 marathons, that it's the work that goes into it, and it's the goal. And it's like I have a goal, and we're all focused on the goal. And I get that delayed gratification is important. Delayed gratification is important. At the same time, what do we learn? Why do we want delayed gratification as opposed to I want it now? I want it now. Well, I've heard that anything that's worth anything takes time and effort. So it takes time and effort. So then we're focused on the goal. Why do we focus on the time and effort? Because it's the work we put into it. If it becomes easy, then what's the worth of it? What is the value? We have a friend. I think he agrees. He always comes when I started feeling deeply. So those are my thoughts about that. I beg your pardon to sneeze in a moment. So
okay.
What's is he or she?
He is a he, and he's special needs. Would you like to know how his story?
Oh. Yeah.
He was found in a cat colony. His fur was matted, and if you see on his ear, he's got frostbite on his ear.
Yeah.
He's got FIV, which is akin to HIV, but for cats. So he was in a fight for food, they think. So because of FIV, his immune system is shot. He cannot be around any other cats because if he bites them, they'll get infected. And if he gets bitten, then his immune system will shut down and he won't survive. Well, when they found him, his fur was matted, so they had to shave him, and we don't know how old he is. They put him in a cage, and no one wanted him because he was older and he had special needs. He was in a cage for a year, isolated and alone. Can you imagine how we treat our people? Older, something's wrong, something not. That gives him character, and he's the most loving. He's giving kisses to the desk right now, and so his teeth are falling out. I have to blend his wet food, and he cries because his teeth hurt. And he's the most loving thing. He's the most affectionate. He loves his belly rubbed. And can you imagine his success? My success is due because of him. So imagine the effort that we put forth and the meaning that we have about our life. I know, right? And how grateful. Oh, he just gave me kisses. He never does it. Yeah. So think about your life. Is it a day that Did you live the longest? Did you live the fullest?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you live the longest or did you live the fullest? Like it.
Any words of encouragement still on before we leave?
Yeah, I think that I like this quote here I've got by Confucius. It says, when it is obvious that goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals, adjust the action steps. So if it seems like that goal is impossible, don't think, oh, give up on it. Adjust your steps. What else could you do? And I know I was having a conversation with one of my grandchildren the other day. She's 16 and she's struggling at college at the moment with a particular aspect about them giving her them dates and times of when to get work in, and that isn't working because it's like yesterday they were told an assignment has to be in today.
Yeah.
It's like, hang on, how does that work? It wasn't in their thing that they got online. That isn't working. And I said to her, look, at the end of the day, you have to make this work. And I said to her, you keep saying to your tutors about it, but nothing's happening. They're just blaming the system at the moment. I said, so do you know what the definition of insanity is? And she looked at me and I said, well, it's doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different response.
Yeah.
I said, if you want to succeed, you've got to drive this. What are different actions that you could take that would make sure that you know when this work's got to be in? Surely they must know already all the deadlines for the year. Ask them to give you a printout. Oh, I don't want it on paper. She said, I'll get them to email it. I said, wait, whichever way works for you, Kai, because she's on her phone. I'm a paper person. Me. So I said, get the printout, get it sorted, get it given to you. What are all their deadlines for the year? You make this work for you. So her goal is still the same, she wants a distinction, not just a pass. You need to go and chase those tutors and say, well, what is it that only got me a pass? What is it that I need to do that will get me the distinction? Because you could keep on amending that work, but you're not giving them what they want to give you that distinction. So change your actions. So that's my advice there. Just keep going, hold the goal, but keep going, shift your actions. It is worth it. It is worth it. One day you will thank yourself for never having given up. You will, I promise. Laura, what would you like to sort of round up with?
There are 3 frogs on a log. 2 decide to jump. How many are left?
1.
3. Why? Because they decided to do it. They didn't do it.
Ah, yes, of course. Yeah.
My mom would say, poop or get off the pot. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'll show you. Well, then do it. You don't have to tell me you're going to do it. Do it. I'll see it. I'll know it. Don't tell me you're going to do it. And what are you waiting for? Other people? You living your life based on what other people are going to do? We're human beings, not human doings. So why wait on other people? Don't live your life waiting on other people. What are you waiting for? You waiting for someone else to fulfill your dreams? What is that about? Become your life. You be you. Don't be one of those frogs that's sitting on a log. Jump. Poop or get off the pot, my mom says. There's philosophical, from Dr. Laura, deep thoughts from Dr. Laura. That's your daily dose with Dr. Laura. Don't be a frog on a log.
Ribbit. Love it.
Ribbit.
Yeah.
Ribbit. Deep thoughts. Ribbit. That's all I have.
Thank you.
I know she's great. She's not very impressed. She's why did I invite Dr. Laura on the stage? Just remember the frogs.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Laura and Carol Ann and our audience. We are here Monday to Friday at 1 p.m. UK time. Please get in touch and please just have a clear of what you really want, have a vision and create your goals and take action. Don't wait or don't talk about it. Just take action. Talking about it doesn't help. Just take action and find somebody who can hold you accountable and just get rid of bad habits and just get on with it. Live with grace, everyone, and God bless you. Have a lovely weekend.